there, my name is Amelia Davis. I am a Jackson College nursing student, and this is my presentation on social media and its complications for nurses. To start out, let us talk about social media. Social media is composed of websites and applications that enable users to create and share content or to participate in social networking. Now, over the last decade, social media use has been at an all-time high. People use social media for things such as photo and video sharing, online communication, education, video chatting, blog posts, and for just their own personal entertainment. Now, healthcare facilities can utilize this social media as a way to promote their organizations, share health facts to the public, and communicate with other healthcare professionals. Now, the important thing to note is once something is posted online to social media, there is no going back. Just because someone deletes a post, it is never truly gone. HIPAA is a law that was established in 1996 and became part of the Social Security Act. HIPAA stands for Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act. HIPAA was established to protect sensitive patient health information from being disclosed without the patient's consent or knowledge. The 5 main rules of HIPAA law include the privacy rule, transaction and code sets rule, security rule, unique identifiers rule, and the enforcement rule. With the enactment of HIPAA as a law, it means that healthcare professionals are to abide by it. If one was to violate HIPAA, it could result in a $50,000 to $100,000 fine and up to 1 year of imprisonment. Common HIPAA violations include items such as employees' dishonesty accessing files. For example, that would be like looking up a friend or family member's health record even though they aren't your patient. Another common violation includes releasing patient information to a party that has not been authorized by the patient to receive that information. Other violations can include posting pictures online of patients without consent, improper filing of documents, and texting patient names or any other personal identifiable information. In researching publications related to the topic, the findings used included qualitative data. The data found and being used within this video are evidence-based clinical practice guidelines and qualitative reviews. The evidence found would be considered medium in supporting the subject. Through the use of Jackson College Research Library, EBSCOhost, and Google Scholar, the sources were found. The EBSCOhost interface provided access to a range of databases, e-journals, e-articles, and e-books. With using EBSCOhost and Google Scholar, they both provided resources that were peer-reviewed. Almost all the data I found included peer-reviewed sources. Using keywords such as social media and nurses and HIPAA violations further helped narrow down on publications to be used. Now you may wonder why I searched the word nurses. This presentation is specified on nurses and HIPAA violations. Social media can be a great outlet for nurses to communicate with other healthcare professionals, to post blogs on how to help other nurses, or just for personal entertainment. But as mentioned before, several healthcare facilities utilize this social media to benefit their organization and the public. These health organizations are required to abide by HIPAA regulations, so that includes nurses and all other healthcare professionals as well. So the big question here is, has this accessibility to technology put nurses in a position of liability when it comes to their own personal social media, even though the intent of healthcare technology is to serve patient care? Well, let's continue on and find out. Nurses using social networking sites such as blogs, online chat rooms, and video sites to communicate with other nurses can be a positive experience if nurses are aware of the potential consequences of disclosing patient-related information via social media. This is according to Nancy Spector's guidelines for using electronics and social media. Patients should expect their nurses to perform within their best interest and to respect their personal information. While social media can be exceptionally beneficial, improper use can be detrimental to a nurse's career. Two surveys sent by the Board of Nursing revealed that 67% of the survey had reported complaints about nurses misusing social media, and another 67% were disciplined. HIPAA regulations protect patient privacy, which includes any information that relates to a patient's past, present, or future, mental health, or physical health. Revealing any of the above via social media can lead to a nurse violating confidentiality, therefore violating HIPAA. Leanne Sigmoid shares that social media can be used for education, promoting online health information, professional connections, and communication of employees in her article, Social Media and Occupational Health Nursing, Helpful or Harmful. Social media allows other apps to be embedded within their platforms, such as apps aimed to track and promote physical activity. This would be beneficial for a nurse to recommend for a client who needs to target weight loss. Social media can also be used for organizations of public information aiming to improve the public health. The disadvantages is that nurses must be mindful of the negative consequences social media use can hold. Nurses should be aware that posting on social media could be discovered by a client or employer, and that they should follow the guidelines put forth by their employer to avoid revealing any private patient information. Dorothy Boldrick shares from her Think Before You post that student nurses are often unaware that their unprofessional conduct on social media can further have repercussions on their careers before it even starts. She also shares that disclosing patient information on social media leads to a HIPAA violation and leads to a violation of trust between the patient and the nurse. The appropriate use of social media should be outlined within the organization's rules, as well as the school's regulations for student nurses when it comes to patient privacy and HIPAA. Following safeguard practices and emphasizing thinking before you post can protect the nurse from a violation. Jessica X, Social Media Do's and Don'ts for Nurses, highlights important concepts to follow and ones to avoid when using social media as a nurse. Eck emphasizes that it is important to know your organization's media policy and to take advantage of the ANA, which is American Nursing Association's principles of social media. Don'ts to avoid, according to Eck, include posting patient stories, connecting with patients or their family members through social media, complaining about somebody in your organization, and posting anything that will shame the nursing profession. A violation of HIPAA puts a nurse's license at risk and also can result in a large fine that can range from $100 or to $50,000. Do's include knowing your organization's social media policy, maintaining professional in-person and online, and taking advantage of privacy settings. Susan Westcott's article, Nursing Students' Use of Electronic and Social Media, Law, Ethics, and E-Professionalism, illustrates the implications of nursing students that violate HIPAA and patient privacy through the use of electronics and social media. Nursing students may not be aware of the professional responsibilities regarding a nurse-patient relationship content. Nursing students are accountable to HIPAA rules and regulations when providing care to patients at health facilities. Students are not subjected to being disciplined by the nursing set of boards for a violation, but they are subjected to discipline from the nursing curriculum, ending a career before it can even start. For best practice, nursing students are held at the same legal, professional, and ethical standards as the professional licensed nurses. That includes HIPAA and social media rules and regulations. Each nursing program should have a set guideline regarding social media use. Social media use within a nursing practice can be beneficial, but if not used correctly, it can ultimately end in losing licensure and employment. Healthcare communities use social media for many benefits that include promoting their business, promoting health ads, and also sharing resources to patients' population. Now, the incorrect use of social media can further put nurses in jeopardy of compromising HIPAA regulations, exposing patient information. Nursing practice changes include adapting and molding the rules and regulations to apply to the use of social media over the last decade. Though these changes apply to nurses and other healthcare personnel, they do not apply to the clients of their families. Nursing students and new graduate nurses being aware of social media rules and regulations and the repercussions that follow if HIPAA is violated will ultimately help benefit them and protect them from creating these violations and losing their license. If nurses are aware of these regulations, this can also further help hospitals from avoiding lawsuits regarding a HIPAA violation. If nurses follow proper laws, they will not be at risk for losing their license, and hospitals will not be at risk for potentially being short-staffed. Patients should feel safe at hospitals, clinics, doctor offices, and other healthcare facilities. It is important for the nurse to establish a trusting relationship with their client. Patients need to feel safe in the aspect of their information and privacy will be protected. What we know now is that improper social media use by nurses can ultimately be a violation in HIPAA. This violation can lead to a loss of license and a hefty fine. Patient care and safety comes first in nursing practice. If used appropriately, social media can be an asset to nurses. Social media can be used to connect with other nurses, to share public information through organizations, and for personal reasons without violating patient information. Education on proper social media use could further prevent new grads or even seasoned nurses from violating these regulations. It is important to protect the patient and their private information. Social media could either be dangerous to tamper with as a nurse or beneficial. It just depends on how it is used. This slide is to show all the sources referenced to during the video. I hope you enjoyed it and you can take something from the video and apply it